Hello and welcome back. Yeah, I'm back again. So today is going to be a tutorial that will hopefully help you and guide you into the art, the fine art of bokeh. Oh, there's a kite flying right above me. Ha. So this tutorial will be done with my favorite lens, which is my 56mm, aka Marilyn. So legend be told that Marilyn here partook in the Bokeh Olympics and came out the other side as the bokeh queen. So you can't argue with that. You got to deal with it. You got to accept it. So let me show you some of the bokeh queen's work right now. What is bokeh, I hear you say? Bokeh actually came from the Japanese word boke, which means haze or blur. So essentially what bokeh means is the quality of your out of focus part of your image. And why is that important? Why would that be important to anyone? Because it creates magic, it creates depth, it creates feeling, it creates a nice vibe, it's dreamy, it's creamy. So I will give you two examples in a second. One where I've used bokeh and one where I haven't, and then you will see the difference of what I mean and how it can finish, it can create a picture. So yeah, that's what bokeh is to me. It adds depth, feeling and magic to your photography and to your pictures, so yeah. So in order to achieve that nice dreamy and creamy bokeh we've just discussed, you will need a fast prime lens and a fast aperture. Aperture is the key, it is the key to all of this, to bokeh, because we're not going half-hearted here. We're going full on with our bokeh. We want proper bokeh. We want big, plumpy, plushy orbs of bokeh that, when you look at your picture, like, yeah, that's some good bokeh. So if you want that, you need to use a wide aperture, and preferably something that goes below 2.8 and a fast prime lens. That is my recommendation to you. Okay, so the next tips come to actually shooting. So there are two distances you need to think about, and that is one, the distance between you and your subject. So that's your camera and your subject. That's distance number one, and this needs to be quite close together. It needs to be a small distance. And then distance number two is the distance between your subject and the background where you're trying to get your bokeh. So that needs to be wider, so it means further away. And my final point for the setup for your bokeh is to utilize light. And people don't really think about this a lot, but I shoot a lot with light in the background, especially looking through trees. Light is extremely important, so you want to make sure you've got a light source. Okay, so now we have all our tips and tricks together. We're going to merge them to create the ultimate bokeh. So we've got everything together. These are all the tips. I've got a few setups which I'm going to do. I'm going to do some on my dog, some flowers, and maybe some self-portrait if I can get inspired. We'll see. But yeah, let's crack on. So as mentioned before, the most important part in creating bokeh is to create distance between your subject and its background, while shortening the distance between you and your subject. This will allow for that lovely round and plump bokeh we've talked about. So in this setup, I'm staying as close as I can to the daffodils, whilst making sure that the daffodils in the background are some distance away from my main subject. So for my next setup, Erik is my main subject and the daffodils this time are going to be what's creating my bokeh. So I've left some distance between Erik and the daffodils, whilst keeping the distance between myself and Erik relatively short. One thing I will recommend is to keep moving about, looking for different angles when shooting for bokeh, just to help you find that sweet spot. Okay, so we found a location where we did some shots, and I got some self-portrait shots, which I'm actually really happy with. They came out quite well, and it was just a simple little setup. I just had myself next to some daffodils, and the light was coming through the trees, and it was just really magical. I think the key thing I'd give to any advice for bokeh photography is just to get creative. Just make something magical out of something small. I personally think that we all have this beautiful magic that's hidden within us, and we just need to let it out, let it sing and let it dance. So that is the end of this tutorial. It's been a very basic and simple one, but I don't think you need to overthink it. It's quite simple, the steps of bokeh. The main points to remember is to find your location and make sure it's somewhere where you're utilising that background. So it doesn't just have to be light. Bokeh isn't just about light, it's about you picking colours in the background from flowers or using water. So you can use so many different objects to create that bokeh. You want to make sure you've got the right lens, you've got that nice wide plumpy aperture, and you're utilising light, and you're just making the most of it and having fun and enjoying yourself and getting creative. They are the main things to remember. Okay, so I will finish with this, is that keep practicing. It's important, don't give up. Keep practicing, get creative, find fun ways to go about your photography. Let your heart run wild in this beautiful world, because why not? Life is too short to not let it. Stay positive, because you need positivity for photography. That's how you create beautiful pictures. And last but not least is to always have fun. And another point, work with nature, because she is always on your side. So utilize her, because she is amazing, amazing. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking now because I'm going on. But thank you for watching. I hope this has helped. Stay positive, stay you, stay awesome, get out in the sunshine, and have a lovely, lovely day. And goodbye for now. Bye-bye.